What's up guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Julia. I'm a certified personal trainer and I share all things health, fitness, and my lifestyle on here, on Instagram, and on TikTok. So make sure you're subscribed and follow along. Today we're gonna do a little chatty educational video. It's been a while since I've done one of these, but I love teaching you guys things. So lately I've been getting a ton of questions about Zone 2 cardio, probably because Zone 2 cardio is built into my balance program, which I just launched on my app a few weeks ago. And so far you all are loving it, which makes me so freaking happy. But I've been getting a lot of questions about what Zone 2 cardio is, what you should be doing for Zone 2 cardio, what the benefit of Zone 2 cardio is. So today I'm gonna answer everything. All right, jumping right into it, Zone 2 cardio is basically another name for low intensity steady state cardio. I like to think of it more like low to moderate intensity steady state cardio, and you'll understand why as I keep talking. But Zone 2 cardio is cardio done in the Zone 2 heart rate range, and steady state is like a key thing I want to highlight. But the Zone 2 heart rate range is going to look a little bit different for everyone depending on your age and your fitness level. So a good rule of thumb for finding your, I guess, like generic max heart rate is 220 minus your age. That number is around your max heart rate. Obviously, if you're super fit, your max heart rate might be a little bit higher. If you're super unfit, it might be a little bit lower than that number. But that equation is a good rule of thumb. From there, you're gonna take your max heart rate and find 60 to 70% of it. So multiply that number by 0.6 and 0.7. That heart rate range is what you wanna keep your heart rate within throughout the entirety of your Zone 2 cardio session. And like I said, this Zone 2 heart rate range is gonna look a little bit different from person to person depending on your age and your fitness level. So the type of cardio you're doing may also look a little bit different, and that is perfectly fine. So for example, say we're looking at a 20-year-old and a 70-year-old and they are both doing Zone 2 cardio. The 20-year-old's cardio is gonna look a lot more intense than the 70-year-old's cardio because they have very different max heart rates, which means they have very different Zone 2 cardio heart rate ranges. But that's perfectly fine because they're both operating and working within their specific Zone 2 heart rate range. And random little segue, because I just thought of this and I do get a lot of questions about it. I just keep track of my heart rate on my Garmin watch for now. I really should get the Garmin like chest strap heart rate monitor. My husband has one and he loves it because it syncs right to your Garmin watch. So maybe that'll be my little birthday present to myself. But for now, I've just been using my watch. I know there is some level of inaccuracy to it. Obviously, like the closer the heart rate monitor is to the heart, the more accurate it's gonna be. At least this is more accurate than like my treadmill heart rate monitor. So for now, I've just been using the watch, but I will probably buy the chest strap from Garmin. And I know I'm kind of just jumping all over the place now, but as I mentioned earlier, the steady state part of this Zone 2 cardio really is key because you want to sustain that 60 to 70% of your max heart rate throughout the entirety of your Zone 2 session in order to reap the benefits of Zone 2 cardio, which the benefits include primarily using fat stores as energy. So when you are within this heart rate range, the human body is incredibly intelligent and it primarily uses body fat to fuel, to give you energy for that Zone 2 cardio. Which I think is like the main reason a lot of people are really drawn to Zone 2 cardio because a lot of people have goals of losing body fat. Another benefit is that it really helps improve your aerobic base. So I don't know if you guys know this about me, but I used to do a ton of long distance running, a ton of track workouts. Like I was crazy with running when we first moved to Florida. Then I changed everything about my training and my nutrition. I stuck to just lifting and walking and incline walking. And randomly, like I would say 8 months into me changing everything, I went out for like a 2-mile jog because the weather was beautiful. And I ended up running a half marathon because I just felt so good and the weather was so beautiful. And I was like, what the heck, let's try. And it was so incredibly easy. And I truly think it's because of all the incline walking I had done in the Zone 2 range. I think it really helped improve my aerobic base because it was truly so easy to randomly go outside and run a half marathon with no training at an 8:30 pace. And speaking of running, another thing you want to think about when you are doing Zone 2 cardio, or I guess like another way people kind of categorize Zone 2 cardio, is that it should be done at a conversational pace. So maybe you don't have any way of keeping track of your heart rate and you're kind of lost when it comes to finding what type of cardio is within your Zone 2 range. A good rule of thumb is that you should be able to hold a conversation while doing whatever cardio you are doing. So for example, I typically always choose to incline walk for my zone 2 cardio sessions. I just genuinely enjoy incline walking. I can multitask and get some work done on my phone, or I can call my mom and we can chat while we're both doing our zone 2 cardio. She's doing my balance program too. And when we're chatting on the phone, it's a good sign when we can hold a conversation. If it becomes really hard to incline walk and talk, that kind of tells us that we're probably incline walking a little bit too intensely, or our speed is too high, or our incline is too high. So when I first started doing all my zone 2 cardio and paying attention to my heart rate, I would kind of play around with the incline and the speed to find what worked best for me and what helped keep me in the zone 2 heart rate range that day. And it's actually really cool to experiment like that and see. It's also cool to see how much the heat and humidity down here impacts my heart rate. So for example, on days where it's super hot and super humid, say I'm doing an 8% incline, 4 miles per hour, my heart rate may be within that zone 2 range. But on cooler days like today, I'm gonna need to be at a higher incline in order to keep my heart rate in that zone 2 range. So there are a ton of different factors that kind of play into that heart rate, but it is kind of cool to experiment and see what type of cardio works best for you and keeping you in that range. And while I typically opt for an incline walk, please don't think that you always have to do an incline walk for your zone 2 cardio. You are free to choose whatever type of cardio you enjoy most. I say enjoy most because that's what you're probably gonna be most consistent with. Like I said, I genuinely enjoy incline walking. Like, I don't ever dread it. Yes, it is still challenging. Like, yes, it's tough, but I really enjoy it. And some people feel that way about cycling or the Stairmaster or hiking. Like, you are free to choose whatever form of zone 2 cardio you wanna do for the entirety of that session. So please don't think you have to do exactly what I do. Choose your cardio. And then this is kind of just like a random added benefit that I at least experience from doing zone 2 cardio, and a lot of the other girls doing my program have said they agree and they experience it too. I really think that the zone 2 cardio aids in recovery. So the training split of my balance program is a leg day, a zone 2 cardio day, an upper body day, a zone 2 cardio day, a leg day. And typically I am still sore from the Monday leg day by the time Thursday rolls around. That's how brutal they are. But the zone 2 cardio from Tuesday and Thursday really help shake out that soreness, and they help me recover. So by the time Friday's leg day rolls around, I'm feeling fresh. And because I know I was just all over the place and talking in a million different directions, let's do a quick little recap. Zone 2 cardio is steady state cardio done in the zone 2 heart rate range, meaning 60 to 70% of your max heart rate, or done at a conversational pace. The benefits of zone 2 cardio include improved cardiovascular health, endurance, building your aerobic base. There are tons of metabolic benefits. It can aid in recovery. And then the primary fuel source used to fuel zone 2 cardio is body fat. So it is a great and very effective way to burn body fat. And then in case you need some ideas for your zone 2 cardio, like I said, I typically always opt for an incline walk, but if you don't have access to a treadmill, you could do a ruck, which is like a weighted walk. Either throw on a backpack with some weight in it or get a weighted vest. It's a great way to intensify like a normal walk outside. It really helps bring your heart rate up a bit. You could do a bike ride, you could do a hike, you could do a jog. Once again, just keep an eye on your heart rate throughout this form of exercise that you choose, but the world really is your oyster. Choose whatever type of cardio you want to do and just make sure it is steady state in that 60 to 70% of your max heart rate. And then I know I have mentioned my balance program quite a bit while chatting about zone 2 cardio. So in case you are interested, my balance program is on my app, and my app is always linked down below in the description box. The first 7 days are completely free. So if you want to do all of week 1 balance for free, you can. And if you hate it, you can cancel, no purchase necessary at all. But of course, I hope you love it. Also, the program is 12 weeks. So once all 12 weeks are up, they will stay up on my app forever. That's how all my programs work. I launch them 1 week at a time, but then they stay up. You have full access to absolutely everything. My subscribers literally see everything. Every training program I come out with, every daily lift I post, all my favorite recipes, educational info, and so much more. You can find it all on my app. It's like my one-stop shop. But yeah, in case you're interested in the program, it is on my app. And as the weeks go on, the workouts intensify, both the lifts, the outdoor walks and also the zone 2 cardio days. So for example, this week's zone 2 cardio was only 30 minutes, but as the weeks go on, it will build. But anyway, I'm gonna wrap this video up here. I hope you enjoyed this little educational tidbit about zone 2 cardio. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a like, make sure you're subscribed, and I will see you all next time. Bye.